So unfortunately, guys, it looks like one of YouTube's original fake gurus has returned to scam even more people out of money. Now, specifically, I'm talking about the original YouTube fake guru, Tai Lopez. Now, if you're unfamiliar, I'm sure that if you were on YouTube back in 2015, 2016, you probably saw the infamous Tai Lopez ad where he's here in my garage with my Lambo, but I don't care about the Lambo, guys. What I care about is knowledge, my 10 bookshelves that I just had installed with all my knowledge.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here. It's fun to drive up here in the Hollywood Hills. But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge. In fact, I'm a lot more proud of these 7 new bookshelves that I had to get installed to hold 2,000 new books that I bought. It's like the billionaire Warren Buffett says, the more you learn, the more you earn.
Now that video, which Tai Lopez ran as an ad back in 2015 and 2016, that video was everywhere on every video. You could not escape that ad. That video is still on YouTube on his channel. It collectively has 71 million views, most of it because he ran ads to it. And everyone made memes about that video. Even H3 before they had the podcast, and they just made funny videos. They talked about the Tai Lopez infamous ad. And pretty much every fake guru that came out after him basically was birthed by Tai Lopez. If you're familiar with the Alien franchise, you got the Alien Queen in the second movie, and that was basically Tai Lopez giving birth to all these fake gurus that came after him. Everyone that posed in front of their Lambo for years, that was because of how successful the infamous Tai Lopez here in my garage ad was. Now, obviously, with recent times, with inflation, posing in front of a Lambo just isn't cool anymore, guys. Now you have to pose in front of a jet. Everyone from Meet Kevin, Grant Cardone, even Tai Lopez is now posing in front of a jet because Lambos, unfortunately, are just not cool anymore. It's all about having a private jet. But yeah, Tai Lopez was the original fake guru. Now he's back and he's scamming people again. We're going to go into that. But I actually talked about Tai Lopez last year in 2023. I think towards the beginning of the year, so it's been almost 2 years at this point. Tai Lopez started a company, Retail E-commerce Ventures, which I talked about. I'll have a link to that video if you want to check that out. And basically what that company was he was buying up all of these dying retail brands. There was like Pier 1 Imports, there was like Radio Shack, there was Modelo Sports, Franklin Mitt, Stein Mart. He even bought bodybuilding.com for some reason. And Retail E-commerce Ventures, what they were going to do is they were going to buy all these retail locations and they were going to turn them into online internet juggernaut businesses. That was the whole business plan. He started that after COVID happened, and a bunch of people invested in that company. He collectively raised, I think, over like $130 million from investors. This wasn't a Tai Lopez's money. Investors, he ran ads across YouTube and other platforms. Investors gave him money, believing that Tai Lopez would make these companies successful again. And Tai Lopez, of course, didn't do that. He ran Retail E-commerce Ventures into the ground. He decided to turn these companies into zombie companies, basically. If you don't know Radio Shack, he infamously turned their Twitter into basically marketing for this scammy cryptocurrency platform that he launched. And Retail E-commerce Ventures was a massive failure, so much so, which I talked about last year, that many of the investors were thinking about suing Tai Lopez because he flushed $130+ million down the toilet. All right. And this went on for about a year or so. They didn't know if they were going to sue him or not, but that has actually been settled out of court now. What basically happened was Tai Lopez and his business partner agreed to give control of all of these companies they bought, Pier 1 Import, Stein Mart, bodybuilding.com, excuse me. He agreed to give all of these companies to the investors. He couldn't give them back the money because the company was near bankrupt. It was almost going to go bankrupt. But now the investors have control of the company, and Tai Lopez is no longer involved in it. And that's how they were able to settle out of court. And Tai Lopez was able to avoid getting sued and possibly going to jail for, mismanaging this company so badly, right? Now, Tai Lopez, he didn't stop there, guys. He decided, you know what? I screwed over all these people. I flushed 130, 150 million, I don't know how much money. I flushed this all down the toilet. You know what I want to do? I want to start scamming people again. I'm not going to sit back. I'm not going to enjoy the money I have. I need to start screwing more people over. And that, unfortunately, is exactly what he's doing Now, he seems to be running this out on Facebook. He seems to understand that most people on YouTube don't really like him anymore, so we're not going to do that. So now he's running this ad, this very, very funny ad on Facebook, talking about a new mastermind. So let's go ahead and take a look at this.
Mansion party, pool party, business mastermind, all in one. I'll see you here. I'm gonna put a link below. Got 3 different type of tickets. You wanna come talk business? There's a ton of high rollers flying in, entrepreneurs, big personal brands, not just to have fun at the pool, but before we're doing the mastermind during the day. We'll be meeting in the ballroom, my living room. The entrepreneurs will be in here. And then in the afternoon, after the morning business talks, we'll be going to the pool. You want to be here. You want to be here.
This new ad is absolutely hilarious for a number of reasons. Now, this is a business mastermind that he's selling, but the entire ad is just a bunch of women in bikinis in a pool party, right? Which I don't understand why you're doing that, Ty, because you're not selling a dating event. This is a business mastermind, but it's just nothing but attractive women. Now, on top of that, the creepy way he says in the video where he's like, guys, you gotta be here, guys. You gotta be here.
You want to be here. You want to be here.
I don't know, man. This ad really gets me. And it's crazy that, unfortunately, after everything Ty has done, after he screwed over all the investors, and he basically ran a $100 million company into the ground, unfortunately, there's probably a lot of people that are going to want to attend this mastermind. Now, I actually went to the link below. Talk about, guys, there's a link below. Keeps talking about that. I actually went to the link and put in my information just to see how much this cost, right? Now, what's really interesting is this event. He initially had an event that was going to be actually this weekend, the last weekend of September, and I signed up for that a couple weeks ago just to see how much it was. And what's really interesting is when you sign up for the event, you get a form that says, here's how it works. You need to pay a deposit of $297 to make sure you're serious about this, right? This team will get back to you to see if you and your business are a good fit. This is not for beginners. If everything checks out, Ty and the team will place you in the appropriate level of the mastermind, right? So he was asking for $297 just for the option of possibly going to the mastermind. This was not paying for the mastermind to go, right? You're just possibly going to, if you give him money, he'll think about inviting you guys. Now, what's interesting is he's actually upped the price. I actually just checked it today because he's got a new event in October now. And now he's asking for $497. So he wants $500, guys. Again, this does not get you to the event. You don't get to go to the mastermind. You just got to give him $500 up front because he wants to know that you're serious. He wants to know that you really care about him. Now, I want you to apply this logic that Tai Lopez is asking for $500 for literally you get nothing. You're letting him know that you're serious. I want you to apply this logic to other aspects of life. Let's say, for example, you're a young man, you're single, you see an attractive woman, you go up to her and you start talking to her. Hey girl, how you doing, right? And you decide, you know what, you work up the courage and you ask her out on a date. Hey, let's go to someplace nice. How about we go to Arby's, girl? How about I take you to Arby's? Really nice restaurant, I know. And she's like, you know what? I'd like to go on a date with you, but I'm going to need $500 up front. And you're like, what? Why would I give you $500 up front? And she's like, I need to know that you're serious about dating me. And I don't know you're serious unless you're willing to give me $500 up front. Now, most guys, hopefully in that situation, would realize that chick's crazy. You don't want to go on a date with her, right? You don't want to take her to your special place, Arby's, because that chick is crazy. Why would she need $500 up front just to know that you're serious about going on a date with her? But that's how Tai Lopez thinks. He thinks that people are just going to give him $500 up front just for the option, possibly, of going to his mastermind. Give me the money up front. Now, I would hope that most people would understand not to do that. But the fact that he has increased the price, last week it was $297, now it's $497, he would only do that if he's being successful. If people are actually giving him money to go to the event, he's like, hey, I can raise the price $500 to come to my event in Beverly Hills in my new mansion, and you could hang out with beautiful women in my pool, and we'll talk about some really scammy stuff, right? Now, I don't know why people would give him any money after, like I said, the last business he ran, Retail E-commerce Ventures, a $130+ million company, was ruined into the ground, run into the ground because of Tai Lopez. I don't know why people would consider going to this event after that. But unfortunately, we live in the timeline of idiocracy, where basically, you can get famous. You can be a Costco guy talking about Costco cookies. You can be an 8-year-old, the Rizzler, just make a face, and you can become incredibly famous like that. Or, of course, my favorite, the Hawk Tuah girl. You can make a joke about spitting on that thing, and now you have as of right now, you have the third highest watched podcast in the world right now on Spotify, the Hawk Tuah podcast. So unfortunately, we live in the world where I think a lot of people will probably give this guy, Tai Lopez, $500, and probably more than that, because you're just letting him know that you're serious, and you probably have to give him more money than that. So you probably have to give him like $1,000+ to go to this mastermind to learn information that most of this you can find for free. Again, I don't know why anyone would want to give this massive scammer money after the hundreds of investors are incredibly pissed at him and wanted to sue him for ruining his last company. Tai Lopez is back, and he's running the Tai Lopez mastermind with the incredibly cringy ad on Facebook. But that's about it, guys. I just wanted to talk about Tai Lopez being back. I don't know why anyone still gives this guy money. We live in a world where everything is basically free online, and anything Tai Lopez teaches you, you can find for free on YouTube in many other videos. Don't pay this guy money. Just find this information for free on the internet. But let me know below, do you think Tai Lopez's mastermind will be incredibly successful? Do you think a bunch of people will go? Let me know in the comments below.